All right, hey there, how's it going? I really wanted to touch on this because I know Valentine's Day is oftentimes just very loathed by a lot of people. Or people say, oh my gosh, it's a Hallmark holiday that's been made into this huge thing or whatever. Well, guess what? It's a day that we can take it however we want, just like any other day, right? So this is what I'm proposing with our love day, because as a kid, you may have had a completely different impression of Valentine's Day. It might have been super fun and colorful and inventive and creative, and how many of us created Valentines and made them for everyone from friends, best friends, animals, to our parents, you name it. And it was much more about creating from ourselves from within and not necessarily going out and buying a bunch of stuff. So you take it however you want, but here's what I'm going to recommend. Okay. So what is the most painful for a lot of people for Valentine's? It's when, if we don't have somebody, maybe somebody that we'd really love to have, a companion, a heart partner, somebody who can butt around with, who's a fantastic companion, who it's easy, peaceful, laughter-filled, light-filled, adventure-filled, maybe has a lot of challenges, but they're just easier because you have each other as more of a buffer to these different reality paradigms that can be really harsh sometimes, right? Depending on what our soul decided to learn. So with this as Valentine's Day, consider that if there is not somebody in your life, maybe you're feeling very lonely and alone, consider taking this day and just pouring love into yourself. Because guess what? We're never ready to really be letting in somebody who we want, like the most ideal desired reality of that mate, if we haven't fallen in that much in love with ourselves. So I know it can sound completely crazy, nutty, and like so far-fetched, but guess what? That a whole part of it is if we're only partially loving ourselves, or we only love ourselves when we do this, or we're this successful, or we're producing this much, or we're achieving that much, or we're taking care of this or handling that instead of just loving ourselves, guess what? It's going to be a lot more challenging to have that big of a love in our lives. So consider today, Valentine's Day. What am I going to do? I'm going to just pour the love in. Now, this can be showing up to you as self-care, doing things that you haven't done for yourself in a while, things that you absolutely love, something that's just your thing. It could be drawing, painting, getting your nails done, doing your hair, taking time out in a sauna, in a whirlpool, hitting the hiking trail, doing something where you're just sitting against a tree and talking to the leaves. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. It's what it is for you that gives you a feeling like, yep, I'm taking care of myself today. So that what you can be doing on your Valentine's Day, on the love day, is through that pouring in of that love inside of yourself, is opening up the gateway, quantum leaping to that experience with that desired reality mate. So whatever you decide to do for Valentine's, make it even if it's 5 or 10 minutes in your day, that you quantum leap to that desired reality with that desired mate that you have. Now, it could be a current mate, somebody you already have your eye on. Maybe you're in a relationship with the person. You're like, you know what? Let's explore this further. Let's let a little bit of the luminescence get to this. Maybe I want to feel more like I did when I first met the person. And you decide to quantum leap to that, to bring that back into your now. This is a big deal because people get really caught up in, I haven't met him or her, and I don't even know like where I'm going to meet him or her. Guess what? We got to meet ourselves. We got to take care of ourselves and love ourselves and pour it in and take care, give ourselves self-care, very nurturing experiences in order to be able to allow that much nurturing in. If we want to be in a very high power, I'm talking like inner power coming out, experience with another person, a mate, where you feel charged up, vitally alive and awake unto your lives, you got to wake up yourself. Like, we have to be able to come from that space within ourselves. Be that loving, be that nurturing, be taking care of ourselves, watching what we're putting in our mouth and mind to see, does this really represent the state that I want to live in? And then when I quantum leap to this state with this mate, am I there? Am I living in lack? Am I talking lack? Am I keeping some kind of idea of what I can so-called quote-unquote afford? You use the words I can't afford, guess what? You just brushed away the possibility of big love, big situations, events, circumstances that don't have those limits, don't have those lack pieces that are so insidious that get in there and can completely deflect what we are really aiming to magnetize. and let in. See, the thing is, we talk about manifestation, but everything already is manifested according to those in the quantum. And so if you say, well, it's already manifested, what's going on with me? Say, am I letting it in? Where am I not letting it in? Well, if we're not letting the love from within ourselves back to ourselves, that's when we're not letting it in. So take your Valentine's Day, if you do not have a mate, and say you want to maybe just give your dog or your horse or a cow or a goat or a bird, you just be pouring the love into that being and bringing it back to yourself. Do that. Because every time we do radiate the love out there, it's bouncing back, obviously. Definitely a chord that's very continuous and in a continuum. Just give it a go. See if you don't feel a shift with your Valentine's Day from here on out. And it comes back to, can we love ourselves first? You have to get into an ideal relationship with ourselves first before we can let in an ideal relationship with a mate. All right? This is Jeannie Real with the Quacky Angels, joyflames.com. Happy Valentine's Day, Valentines. And hope to see you soon for a reading. Bye.